Leo souls, listen closely this Friday, November 14th. Something powerful is unfolding for you. A big miracle is already in motion, and it's bringing with it 7 spiritual shifts that carry 7 undeniable pieces of good news, each one custom tailored to your soul's journey. You're not watching this by accident. If you're here, it's because something in the energy around you, maybe something you can't even explain, nudged you toward this moment. And that matters. Because right now, whether you realize it or not, you're standing at a threshold. And what happens next has the potential to reshape not only how you see your path, but how you walk it. This is eternal mindfulness, where we don't just talk about astrology, we live it, we ground it, and we guide from it. Everything you're about to hear is part horoscope, part soul check-in, and part divine timing. Let's get real. Life lately has felt heavy, confusing even. You've been wondering if you're missing something, if the signs mean anything, if your gut instinct is still trustworthy, or if you've simply outgrown certain parts of yourself. That's not random. That's resonance. Because from November 11th to November 14th, a cosmic doorway is wide open. And Leo, as someone ruled by the sun, you are front and center in this energy. We're talking about a rare spiritual alignment astrologically, energetically, and emotionally. On this day, your ruling planet, the sun, is forming a beautiful and rare trine with Neptune and Pluto. This isn't some fluffy cosmic fluff. This is a once-in-a-decade chance to reconnect with your soul's blueprint, awaken a dormant purpose, and release what's been draining you for too long. In the tarot, 3 cards have come forward for you this week: the Sun, the Star, and Judgment. Those aren't random pulls. The Sun speaks directly to you, Leo, your power, your truth, your radiance. The Star shows up when it's time to trust again. And Judgment? That's your soul rising to answer a call it can no longer ignore. So let me say it straight, you are being prepared for a spiritual upgrade. Not because you've earned it by being perfect, but because you're finally ready to stop dimming your own light. And that's what this portal is about, activating what's already inside you. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to remember who you are when you're not weighed down by fear, guilt, or old stories that never belonged to you in the first place. Here's what you can expect in this video: 7 key insights. Each one will unpack a specific area of your life: relationships, intuition, purpose, timing, manifestation, ancestral patterns, and soul alignment. But more than that, they're invitations. Invitations to move differently. To choose faith over fear. To walk forward even if you're scared. Because the truth is, miracles rarely come wrapped in certainty. They come when we choose to believe that something better is possible, even when we can't see it yet. And Leo, I know that's hard. I know you've carried more than you show. But I also know that you're stronger than you think. And what's waiting on the other side of this portal? It's not just clarity. It's confirmation. You are not off track. You are not late. You are being rerouted towards something greater than what you would have settled for. If anything I've said so far is resonating with you, don't keep it inside. Type 1111 in the comments to confirm that this message is meant for you. Let this be your sign back to yourself. And while you're here, take a moment to subscribe, like, and share this space with someone who needs it. What's coming is real. What's unfolding is yours. Stay with me until the end of this message, because by the time we finish, you won't just feel different. You'll be aligned to something far more powerful than you thought was possible. There are moments when the sky mirrors the shifts happening inside you, and November 14th is one of those rare alignments when the stars don't just light up the heavens, they stir something deep within the soul. For you, Leo, this isn't just another date on the calendar. It's a personal invitation from the cosmos. And not because you've done everything right, but because you've reached a point where your heart is ready to listen in a new way. Here's the truth, something sacred is forming above you. The sun, your ruling planet, the very core of your astrological identity, is entering into a rare and harmonious trine with Neptune and Pluto. This is not a common occurrence. These three celestial bodies don't often speak in such clear agreement. But when they do, especially when the sun is involved, the message is loud and unmistakable. This is a time of energetic renewal. Not a reset where everything is erased, but a deep, soulful reconstruction where the parts of you that have been buried under survival, distraction, or doubt begin to breathe again. If you've been feeling pulled in different directions lately, hopeful one minute, overwhelmed the next, you're not unstable. You're sensitive. You're awake. And you're being prepared for something you might not fully understand yet, but that doesn't make it any less real. This alignment forms what we call a golden triangle in astrology, a configuration that supports integration. Neptune brings the dream, Pluto brings the transformation, and your Sunday brings the light. You don't just receive this energy passively. As a Leo, you embody it. You express it. You radiate it. And during this window of time, you don't just walk through a portal. You become a portal. You hold the light that helps others see. Not because you're trying to rescue anyone, but because that's simply who you are when you stop shrinking and start standing in your natural brilliance. The tarot echoes this message with rare clarity. The sun appears, your card, your signature. It carries a vibration of clarity, joy, and freedom. Not superficial happiness, but the kind that rises after facing darkness and choosing not to be defined by it. Then the star emerges, a reminder that your journey is guided, even when you can't see the path. That hope isn't naive. It's an act of courage. And finally, judgment, perhaps the most striking of all, calls you to rise. To answer the inner voice that keeps whispering, "It's time." This is not about changing your whole life overnight. It's about noticing the doors that are already opening and choosing to walk through them without apologizing for the light you carry. It's about accepting that the vision you've been secretly holding inside isn't a fantasy, it's a calling. Now, 11:11. This pattern isn't new to you. You've seen it before. On clocks. On receipts. On license plates. And every time, something inside you stirs. That's because 11:11 isn't just a number. It's a frequency. A signal. A code written into your life path, reminding you that alignment is not only possible, it's calling. On this day, that frequency is amplified. You are not meant to walk through it blindly. You are meant to activate it. And that's the shift. You're not just crossing a threshold. You're helping others find it. Your healing, your vision, your leadership, it matters more now than ever. This isn't about perfection. It's about presence. Being willing to show up for your own life with enough belief that even if the full plan hasn't revealed itself yet, you know this, something inside you is ready. And the sky agrees. Now take a breath. And ask yourself, what part of you is quietly waking up right now? If you feel this message was meant for you, leave a comment below and type 1111 as a declaration that you're ready. This moment wasn't designed for everyone, but you felt it. You answered the call. And that already means more than you think. There's something beautifully paradoxical about growth. It often comes dressed as loss. And right now, Leo, you're not just being asked to let go of what no longer fits. You're being given permission to release what you've outgrown without shame. Some chapters aren't meant to be torn out. They simply need to be closed, gently and with gratitude. What you're feeling is the quiet unraveling of karmic cycles, threads of identity, connection, and behavior that have been quietly woven through your life, sometimes without your full awareness. That relationship that's felt heavy for months? The job that once made sense but now drains you? The patterns you've known were holding you back but felt too familiar to walk away from? You don't need to force them to end. They're already dissolving, and not because something's wrong with you, but because something in you is finally ready for more. And more doesn't always mean adding. Sometimes it means subtracting what was never yours to carry. That's not failure. That's clarity. That's freedom. You're not falling apart. You're falling into alignment. And while that happens, your intuition, your internal compass is sharpening. You may already feel it. The gut feelings that used to whisper are starting to speak louder. You're sensing shifts before they unfold, feeling when someone's not being honest even if their words sound sweet, knowing when to walk away without needing a reason. That's not paranoia. That's perception. You've done the inner work, consciously or not. You've grown still enough to hear what your mind used to talk over. Strengthening this gift isn't about mastering rituals or downloading another app. It's about listening, really listening to what your body and energy are telling you. Meditation helps, sure. But so does drinking more water, cutting down on things that fog your system, and trusting that not every insight needs to be logical. Your third eye, the center of intuitive sight, doesn't speak in facts. It speaks in frequencies. And right now, yours is tuning into something higher. You might even notice yourself stepping into new capacities that surprise you. That fear of being seen that used to hold you back. It's quieter now. That hesitation to share your truth. It's dissolving. For some of you, this may look like picking up a pen after years of silence. For others, it's stepping into leadership without waiting for permission. Don't be shocked if people start coming to you for guidance. They can feel something in you has changed even if you can't fully name it yet. Here's something to try. Write down 3 truths you've been afraid to speak. Then, each day, choose one to embody even subtly. You'll be surprised how fast your energy shifts when you stop hiding from your own light. And that's not ego. That's integration. There's a big difference between being boastful and being brave enough to own your natural power. Leo, you're not here to blend in. You're here to light the way. And people are watching, looking not for perfection, but for authenticity. And then there's the matter of this strange, beautiful coincidence that's about to walk into your life. Maybe it's someone you meet in passing who feels oddly familiar. Maybe it's an unexpected message from someone you haven't heard from in years. Maybe it's a new connection that arrives and shifts everything without warning. Whoever or whatever it is, you'll recognize the energy instantly. That's not fate playing games. That's divine timing responding to your readiness. These aren't just chance meetings. They're activations. Someone is coming to remind you of who you are. Not to complete you but to spark what's been asleep. So if you feel something stir in your gut, don't brush it off. Lean into it. These people, the real ones, won't need you to perform or pretend. They'll feel like home, like truth, like alignment. And if someone exits your life around this same time, let them go gently. Not everyone is meant to walk through this next door with you. Now, let's talk manifestation, but from a place of maturity. This portal, this window between November 11th and 14th, isn't just about attracting what you want. It's about becoming who you need to be to receive it. The veil between thought and reality is thin right now. Which means your focus matters more than ever. Speak life. Not fear. Choose your words like you're casting spells, because in many ways, you are. Affirm what you believe in, not just what you hope for. I am ready for aligned opportunities. I trust myself to handle abundance. I release the fear of not being enough. Say them. Write them. Stick them on your mirror. It's not just positive thinking, it's energetic direction. Just be mindful, the speed of manifestation is neutral. Whether you think lack or think love, the energy doesn't judge. It just responds. So be clear. Be kind. Be intentional. This next piece might stir something deeper. For many of you, this season isn't just personal. It's ancestral. If you come from a line where struggle was passed down like a family heirloom, if your parents or grandparents taught you sacrifice without rest, love with condition, or survival with scarcity, you may be the one who's meant to end that story. Not by blaming them but by choosing differently. You might be the first to say, I get to have peace and success. I don't have to earn love through suffering. I am allowed to rest and still be worthy. These aren't small ideas. They're revolutionary acts of healing. And when you do this, you're not just changing your future. You're releasing generations who didn't know they had a choice. That's the power of one healed heart. That's your power right now. And here's what may be the most important truth of all. November 14th was always going to matter to you. You may not have known the date until recently, but your soul has been preparing for this moment for a long time. You've walked through pain that would have broken a lesser spirit. You've endured seasons of silence, of not knowing, of carrying weight without applause. But every bit of it was leading here. To this moment. To this alignment. To this version of you that's not just surviving anymore but ready to step into something bigger, brighter, more honest. If this message resonates, if it feels like something inside you just exhaled, then let that be confirmation. Leave a comment below and type, I'm ready for my rising, so we can stand with you. Let your voice echo back to the part of you that's been waiting to hear those words for years. Because you're not late. You're not behind. You're right on time for your own breakthrough. Let it in. You're ready now. And the universe knows it too. When the energy around you starts to shift, you don't always need to understand it, you just need to respond. And Leo, this is your moment to respond with presence. You've made it through the inner clearing, you've honored what's leaving, and now, with November 14th approaching, your next step is not to chase anything but to align. To become still enough to hear what's already whispering, and open enough to receive what's already waiting. Ritual isn't about doing something magical. It's about creating space inside and out for clarity, intention, and movement. It's the bridge between thought and embodiment. And for someone like you, who's ruled by fire, light, and leadership, this ritual isn't just a spiritual exercise. It's a reclamation of authority over your energy. It's about returning to your center with quiet courage and open hands. On the night of November 13th, or early on the morning of the 14th, I encourage you to carve out a small, intentional pocket of time. Just 11 minutes. Not to fix yourself. Not to manifest harder. But to recalibrate like a compass turning gently toward true north. Light a single candle. Let it remind you of your own inner flame steady, even if flickering. Play soft music tuned to 528 Hz, a frequency known not just for healing, but for deep realignment. This isn't background noise. It's vibrational support. Let the sound move through your body like water, softening what's rigid, and illuminating what's ready to rise. With a pen and paperies, your own hand, not your phone, write down 3 things you are ready to release. They don't have to be dramatic. Sometimes it's a lingering self-doubt. A version of yourself you've been holding onto out of habit. An old narrative that tells you you're only lovable if you're achieving. Be honest. Be gentle. You're not getting rid of anathingere, letting what no longer serves you dissolve. Like exhaling what your body no longer needs. Then, on a separate sheet, write down 3 things you are ready to call in. Again, let go of pressure. You're not scripting a perfect life. You're identifying the energies, experiences, and emotional truths that your soul is ready to hold. Maybe it's peace in your relationships. Maybe it's clarity in your work. Maybe it's joy unfiltered and steady for no reason other than that you finally feel safe enough to let it in. When you've written those 6 things, read them aloud. Not to the universe. Not to a higher power. But to yourself. Out loud. Like a vow. Let your voice carry weight, not because it's loud, but because it's honest. You may feel emotional. That's okay. Emotions are data. They're not proof of weakness, they're proof that something in you is alive and paying attention. And then, end with this activation phrase, not like a chant, not like a spell, but like a truth you're ready to inhabit. I release fear. I release the old performance. I welcome blessings. I welcome the greater mission. Let those words be the bridge between the old and the new. Between everything you've carried and everything you're now ready to embody. This isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up authentically, quietly, powerfully for your own unfolding. Ritual won't fix you. Because you're not broken. But it will remind you of what's been true all along, that you were never meant to stay small, Leo. You were meant to ignite. And this is your spark. If any part of this ritual calls to you, let me know in the comments. Tell me what you're releasing. Tell me what you're calling in. Say it. Claim it. Let this be more than a video. Let this be the moment you finally said yes to your own light. Sometimes after a shift in energy, what we need most isn't another insight, it's a way to live with what we've just realized. And for you, Leo, after so much inner work, reflection, and spiritual alignment, it's time to bring all of that back down to earth. That means not just thinking differently, but showing up in your real, everyday life with small, conscious changes that reflect who you're becoming. Because transformation doesn't always roar. Sometimes it speaks in soft habits, clear decisions, and quiet courage. Let's talk about how this energy wants to meet you in the places that matter most. In your relationships, vulnerability is your superpower this week. You may feel an inner pull to open up, to say what you really feel, not in a dramatic way, but in a grounded, present way that invites connection rather than control. If you're single, don't underestimate the power of a sincere message or an intuitive swipe. A fated encounter may not arrive like a movie scene, it may begin with a simple hello. Stay open. If you're already in a relationship, this is a chance to stop holding back. Share something deeper. Express not just what you think, but how something makes you feel. Closeness is created in the spaces where we stop performing and start being. And remember, the more authentic you are, the more the right people lean in. In your career, this is not the time to cling to what's safe. If you're feeling bored, stuck, or low energy at work, that's not laziness, it's feedback. That dullness might actually be your soul asking for a shift. Don't rush to quit or burn bridges. But take a closer look. Is there something new you've been quietly craving? A curiosity you've ignored? A skill you wish you could use more? Sometimes we keep trying to polish something that's meant to be replaced, not repaired. You don't have to know the next big move. But you can start by doing one small thing differently. Send the email, start the draft, ask the question. What you're reaching for might be closer than it seems. Financially, this is a powerful time for clarity and direction. The portal energy from earlier this week is still available to accelerate your intentions, especially if you know what you're aiming for. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, what's your real relationship with money right now? Not the one you show others, the one that runs in the background. Do you feel supported? Pressured? Afraid to ask for more? Let's simplify. Create a 90-day financial intention, not just for income, but for how you want to feel about your money. And each time you spend, even if it's something small, take a moment to silently say thank you. When money leaves your hand, bless it. That tiny shift in energy changes how it returns. You're not just managing money, you're recreating energetic circulation. And finally, your health. With so much activation this week, your system may feel a little overstimulated. You might sleep less deeply or find your mind running at night. This is normal when you're integrating new energy. But you don't have to push through it. Support your nervous system with care, not control. Try reducing caffeine, especially in the afternoon. Add calming signals to your evening: lavender oil on your wrists, warm baths, soft instrumental music, or a few minutes of slow breathing. Even a walk in early sunlight can help your body anchor the light it's receiving spiritually. If you've been sedentary, movement isn't just good for your body, it helps move stuck energy. Yoga, stretching, or simply walking while breathing intentionally can do more than you think. This isn't about overhauling your life in a week. It's about meeting the new frequency you've aligned with in real-world ways. You've done the deep internal work. Now, show yourself you're safe to receive the shift. Let your body, your home, your habits reflect the version of you that's no longer chasing healing but living it. If one of these areas spoke to you today, leave a comment below and let me know which one you're ready to focus on. And if you're ready to live aligned, not just think about it, this is your moment to say yes. Quietly, powerfully, and on your own terms. You're not the same person who clicked play on this video. Maybe the shift is subtle. Maybe it's still sinking in. But something inside you is moving and you can feel it. The way you're listening. The way you're breathing. The way your body leans towards something truer. That's not coincidence. That's awakening. And now you're standing at the edge of something important, not because you were pushed here, but because you were called here. Here's what I want you to remember: the universe may open the door, but only you can walk through it. Only you can say yes to your own rising. Yes to the version of yourself that doesn't shrink. Yes to the clarity you've asked for. Yes to the peace, the strength, the aligned life that has always been waiting, not at some future date, but right here, in this breath, in this choice. You're not broken. You're not late. You're not behind. You're being invited into a new rhythm, one where you don't have to hustle to prove your worth. One where you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. One where you trust that every small decision toward alignment has a ripple effect that touches everything. That's how destiny works. Not with force, but with flow. And when you move with it, when you trust it, when you say, "I'm ready," something extraordinary begins to unfold. So let me ask you, what's one thing, just one, that you're willing to release after watching this video? What's one new way of thinking, one small ritual, one emotional truth you're willing to explore this week? You don't have to change everything overnight. But you do have to begin. And the truth is, you already have. If this message resonated with you, if something in your chest whispered, "This was meant for me," then don't keep it to yourself. Say it out loud. Declare it in the comments below. Type, "I'm ready to step into my destiny." Let your voice become part of the energy you're building. Because words matter. Choices matter. And your presence here matters more than you know. Thank you for spending this time with me, for showing up fully, and for being part of this moment. Every like, every comment, every subscription you offer helps keep this space alive, helps bring these messages to those who need them. And for that, I'm truly grateful. You're not alone in this. You never were. This is eternal mindfulness, and we walk this path together. If you felt a shift, a spark, or even a tiny opening in your heart, please like this video. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. The activations ahead will only deepen what you've started today. And if you know someone else who's on the edge of their own breakthrough, share this with them. You never know whose life you might help realign. Until next time, walk with grace. Speak with clarity. And remember, when you move forward, the universe moves with you.